Okay, this is overview section 4. How to cut another hour a day in labor by creating that on-the-fly operations manual. Now, this was motivated by Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth, and I told you I read that in 1987. For 20 years, I'm frustrated. I want this. I flowchart things. I pass the flowcharts out. Nobody reads them. People forget about them. I come back 3 months later. They're doing work totally different than what I had flowcharted. And for no reason, realistically, just that seemed like a good idea, boss, so we changed it. And so we have an inconsistency in business, a chaos, and chaos causes friction. It causes friction in your productivity. It causes friction with your customers because they're disappointed with the deliverable. But if we could build a standardized operation manual that had available on demand little video clips of how you want things done, and they were attached to the document, because remember, nothing happens in business that a piece of paper is not generated. If we could build that on the demand, on the fly operations manual, you're going to see your 8 hours of work already shrunk to 4 hours, now going down to 1 hour. A sidebar benefit of this is you're going to see happier customers because you're going to have a consistency in your deliverable. We learned this concept from McDonald's. McDonald's built the first consistent nationwide process for delivering food. They didn't even invent the checklist, the management system. The railroads invented standardized processes in the 1850s and 60s because trains didn't run on the same time clock and they kept running into each other. And so we've seen 150 years of progress in managing a business by process engineering. Taking it to paperless overnight is the next gigantic step. And for the first time, it's available to a small firm at what amounts to $97 a month and 15 cents a page. This is an incredible bargain. So let's get into how this on-the-fly operations manual would work. Now, in every business owner, they're looking at a staff person. Sometimes they come in and ask a question. They're looking at the guy and say, I've explained this 7 times in the last 2 years. Sometimes it just makes more sense to do the work myself and get over it. So what happens here in our business is whenever a staff person receives work, and remember, all work goes to the bottom first, and the bottom person looks at the work, and if they can do it, it's completed. If they can't, they send it back to the client for clarification, or they send it up the skill chain. And what we're going to talk about right now is our staff clicks up when they don't know how to do something. And that piece of paper then lands on the manager's desk or the owner's desk. And they open it up and they'll say, well, I know how to do this. And they do, because you're the manager or the owner and you have a lot more knowledge and experience. That's why you're in your position. And so you simply click a button called record, because you never want to see this again. When a Home Depot credit memo comes to your desk, I'm going to do it once, but that's it. I expect you to know how to do it from this day forward. So I'm going to click a button, record, and your screen will automatically turn into a little television camera and your microphone turns on. And so you simply do the work while you're talking to your computer. You do it yourself. And you know what you're doing, and you can quickly grab screens. You're using dual monitors. You quickly grab a window and drag it over in front of the TV and do that work and drag it back. So we post here, we enter there, we close the document here, we check for mistakes there, and in 1 to 5 minutes, you've done the difficult transaction. Now, this is what's really amazing. The next time that piece of paper comes in and it says Home Depot credit memo, as soon as my Dot, who you paid 15 cents to do this, as soon as she names this paper Home Depot credit memo, the system goes out and searches your library. It doesn't search anyone else's library, just yours. And it searches the library, and it just searches the library for this particular client. Now, if you want to use a library for multiple clients, there's a simple step to do it. We'll cover that in a later training period. But it searches the library of Home Depot credit memos. It'll find a little video clip that you did last week, last month, last year, and a little TV icon pops up on the screen and says, wait, we've done this before. Don't delegate it to the boss. And all the staff person does is click on the TV icon. They watch your 2-minute, 5-minute video on how you want it done, and they do it themselves. So you only do work one time. Now, this is the basis of building wealth. You can't do the same work over and over every day. That's trading hours for dollars. Even my oldest daughter figured this out. She's 26. She started a bookkeeping business in January. She got 3 clients already, paying her about $1,000 a week. I was very proud of her that she's making $1,000 a week, running the whole thing herself. But she comes to dinner a few weeks ago and she says, "Dad, if you had it to do over, would you go into accounting?" And I go, "Whoa, why would you ask that?" "Dad, all I'm doing is trading hours for dollars. And I could see that 10 years from now, I'm going to be doing the exact same work for just a little bit more money. And this is not working out. I've got to build a business here." And so, of course, then Lynn took over and explained to her how to get it done. The important point of the story is that you're now going to be able to do work without friction. And friction means things that slow the business down. These are friction points. And so if I have a document that I don't understand what the client expects from us, I call the client, I leave a message, they call me back, they're frustrated, they don't want to deal with it, they don't like paperwork anywhere, they'd be doing it themselves, and then they got to go look for the piece of paper and figure out what it was. How many times have you called somebody at the end of the month, "What'd you charge American Express for $288 for?" And they go, "I don't have any idea." And so those are friction points that make people unhappy. They slow the business cycle down. The clients don't like paying for it. You don't even like doing the work because it's uncomfortable. Let's get rid of it. Paperless Overnight allows you to get rid of friction points. It won't all happen in the first week, but as you build each one of your clients' libraries, you'll find that it's going to be faster, easier, and cheaper to do. So that's the end of our overview, number 4.